Have you ever heard the story of a man whose faith was so strong that even a den full of lions couldn't shake it? This is the incredible story of Daniel in the lion's den, a true example of courage, faith, and standing firm for what you believe in, even when the world is against you. Many years ago, the land of Judah was conquered by Babylon. The Babylonian king, Nebuchadnezzar, took many people from Judah captive. Among them was a young man named Daniel. From the beginning, Daniel stood out. He was wise, respectful, and deeply faithful to God. Even though he lived far away from his homeland, Daniel never forgot who he was or whom he served. As time passed, Daniel rose to power. Kings came and went, but Daniel remained faithful, hardworking, and honest. Eventually, a new king named Darius took the throne, and he noticed Daniel's excellence. King Darius trusted Daniel so much that he planned to make him the highest official in the kingdom, second only to the king himself. That didn't sit well with everyone. Some of the other high officials and governors grew jealous. They hated the idea of Daniel having more power and favor than them. So they began to search for a way to bring him down. But Daniel was clean. No corruption, no scandal, no disloyalty. He was faithful in everything he did. So they said to themselves, the only way we can trap Daniel is through his faith in his God. That's when their plan began to take shape. They went to King Darius with flattery. "O King Darius, live forever," they said. "You are the greatest ruler in the land. We think you should issue a royal decree, that for the next 30 days, no one should pray to any god or man except you, O king. Anyone who disobeys should be thrown into the lion's den." King Darius, pleased by their praise and not realizing their true motive, signed the decree. Once a law was sealed with the king's signet ring, not even the king himself could change it. When Daniel heard about the new law, he knew exactly what it meant. But Daniel's loyalty was never to men, it was to God. So what did he do? He went home, opened his windows facing Jerusalem, and prayed, just as he had always done. 3 times a day, every day. He didn't hide it. He didn't compromise. He didn't let fear change his devotion. Of course, his enemies were watching. They rushed to the king and said, "O king, didn't you sign a law that anyone who prays to another god will be thrown into the lion's den?" The king said yes. They smiled and said, "Then Daniel, one of the exiles from Judah, has broken your law. He prays to his God 3 times a day." When King Darius heard this, his heart sank. He realized he had been tricked. He admired Daniel and didn't want to harm him. The Bible says the king tried all day to find a way to save him, but the law could not be changed. By evening, the officials came back to pressure him. "O king, remember, the law cannot be altered." Reluctantly, Darius ordered Daniel to be brought and thrown into the den of lions. As Daniel was led away, the king said something powerful. "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." Then the stone was rolled across the entrance of the den and sealed with the king's ring. That night, Darius couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, and refused any entertainment. He was deeply worried for his friend. As darkness filled the den, the lions paced around Daniel. Their eyes glowed in the shadows. Their roars echoed through the chamber. But Daniel stood firm, calm, praying, trusting that God was with him. And then, the miracle happened. God sent an angel to shut the lions' mouths. They didn't harm Daniel. They didn't even touch him. The man who was supposed to die slept peacefully beside the beasts that were meant to devour him. Meanwhile, the king stayed awake all night. As soon as dawn broke, he ran to the lion's den and shouted, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" Then came a voice from the darkness, calm and strong. "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the lions' mouths. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent before him and before you." King Darius was overjoyed. He immediately ordered that Daniel be lifted out of the den. When they checked him, not a single scratch was found on him, because he had trusted in his God. The story doesn't end there. King Darius then commanded that the men who had falsely accused Daniel, along with their families, be thrown into the den. Before they even reached the floor, the lions overpowered them. The king then issued a new decree across his entire empire. "I issue a decree that in every part of my kingdom people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel, for he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will never be destroyed, and his dominion will never end." Daniel continued to prosper during the reign of Darius and even into the next kingdom that followed. His faith made him unshakable, his trust in God unbreakable. The story of Daniel in the lion's den reminds us that faith doesn't mean avoiding danger, it means trusting God in the middle of it. Daniel didn't know how God would save him, he just knew he could. And sometimes, that's all the faith we need. So when life feels like a den of lions, when people turn against you, when doing what's right seems dangerous, or when fear surrounds you, remember Daniel. Hold on to your faith, stay true to your values, because the same God who was with Daniel in the lion's den is still with you today. Thanks for watching Story Voltage. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful Bible stories told in a way that's easy to understand. See you in the next story.